Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of ARK Survival Evolved. As some of you might remember, this base has been absolutely covered with dinosaurs for the last, I'd say 2 weeks now. Especially in the live streams, there's just been so many dinosaurs constantly breeding everywhere, but my breeding projects are finally done, at least for now. There will always be more projects in the future, but they're finally done for now, and I have all this empty space in the middle to play with. So, my husband Kevin had this really lovely idea to create a sort of gallery, since, if I show you up here, we have some really amazing artists on the server, especially this awesome piece here by Loki, which is a bunch of us represented as dinosaurs. Me being the Spino, Loki the Shadowmane, Annie the Textrider, Jackie the Reaper Queen, and Sarah the Direwolf. And I got a couple of other pieces as well, and it would just be like a really fun little cool idea if I did just have a place that I could put down all the artworks, or maybe viewers can submit them as well. Just for a bit of fun, or even some fan art actually. Ooh. Either way, it would just be like a really cool way to just show off the creativity of the server, of the community in general. Now, in terms of actually building the layout, I originally wanted to snap some walls around here, but unfortunately they have no snap points. None in the method I'd like anyway. And I did have a quick little experiment with the S+ hollow wedge, and I was able to snap it down, but it also doesn't have a snap point where I want it to be, so I may have to ditch that idea entirely. Now, I didn't want the gallery to be too closed in. I wanted to be out in the open, so when I walk past it, you can see it. So I guess it's probably a good thing I can't put those there. What I could certainly do is say I chuck a... Oh, no. Why you gotta be awkward? Oh, I can do that, actually. That's interesting. Actually, that's remarkably easy. Okay, well, that's not really what I had in mind. But it certainly does fit the bill quite nicely, actually. That's really, really simple. So yes, what I did want... Oh, actually, you know what? I can still do it. It's something just a bit modular. Is that really the right word I want? Where you can kind of walk through in and, you know, turn around and twist and such, so that there's more surface area to work with, and therefore, you know, more space I can put the painted canvases down on. But still nice and open, you can see it, and actually having something like that would actually work really, really nicely. Right, so I've made a fair few wooden walls. Let's go ahead and just place the... Oh, actually, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's place the inner barrier first, like that. It's exactly what I'm after. That's 5, and that is 6. Excellent. I will get rid of this one then, and just chuck down another barrier here. And that should be, yeah, that's perfectly fine, I think. I don't believe, or you know what, I'm almost tempted to put more here. Actually, no, now that I've put that one wall there, I kind of feel like that should also be contained. I don't know, maybe not all the way then. In fact, yeah, because I could always just put something else in this little space instead, to kind of like bridge the gap between the two. And then for the other outer ridge, I'll just stick that there. Okay, cool. So that's already given us quite a bit of room to work with. Okay, so now, on the one hand, I can make this quite symmetric by having, say, like an outer set there and an inner set here. That's something I can now do, but on the other hand, the support beam is a bit in the way. Oh, actually, no, you know what? The support beam is totally irrelevant. That would still work. Cool, so I can have it symmetrical. Or get rid of that one entirely, leave that one there. Yeah, like I said, have a bit of a in and out thing going on so you can wander all around. So I've had to make a couple of walls quickly, and I'm thinking, I'm not 100% entirely sure. I do like the symmetry. In fact, I do like the symmetry a lot. Minus the great big giant wooden beam, aside from that. But I do feel like that the way that some of these are really far out, but others are really inset in, is a bit of a weird inconsistency. So perhaps what I could do... Can I can't snap these, well that's bloody annoying. By any chance have I ever mentioned how much I don't enjoy building? Nah, this isn't actually too bad. It's a little bit tedious, but I'm getting it. So that's kind of what I wanted there. Hopefully I can get that ceiling back. Nope, it's gone. Oh, damn it. I don't want that to be there though. Oh, hopefully I can like get underneath it and grab it. I should be able to actually. But yes, I wanted a pillar out like that. Let's put down another one here. Another ceiling that hopefully I can then pick up afterwards. And just have that instead. So it still feels like, you know, a kind of an opening as opposed to before where it just felt like a very small wall, if that makes any sense at all. And then what I could next do, have one of these like that, but it would actually work more. You know what I mean. You can see what I'm going for. Just so again, it's like a little bit more interesting to look at. It's not terribly flat. I think that'd be alright, although I think I've got it the wrong way. I think it'd look a lot better. if it was more like that, which would also fix the snapping issue. And since I've done that, I can also put down another pillar here. And yeah, that looks weird. That looks weird. I don't know, I'm a bit torn. Okay, so in terms of overall spacing and sizing, I have this to work with. That could stick there. Oh, I can rotate it. Oh, that definitely could work. If I place it like a bit better, that certainly could work. And to put it into context, this is the biggest one, which, oh, interesting. I actually can't fit that anywhere. Ah, so I am actually going to want to have some fully closed walls then. I mean, perhaps this one could work actually, since there is no beams obstructing that one. Could I fit the giant canvas there? Yep, I could. Well, with that down below. That could also work, and then probably have like another small one in the upper right corner. Or even maybe just a trophy. But that does now feel much smaller, a bit too claustrophobic. Okay, in that case, so what if I did keep this one out here and I put one out here instead? If I did that, I could probably have... Oh no, that still wouldn't work actually, because again, the freaking beams. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to have like any really giant paintings. That's unfortunate. I get the one here and that's probably it. As I really do want that big open field, that's critical. Alright then, so after a bit of back and forth, I was able to get the ceilings out from underneath and otherwise finished the current, you know, sort of path I want. So like I said, a bit of an in and out. Everything's now placed together and I have a bit of an idea as to how it's all going to look in conjunction with the rest of the base. So in other words, plenty of walking room, nothing is too constrained or too claustrophobic. Again then, my only qualm really is that I really wish I could have just that one big wall that I can, or multiple big walls that I can have to add the really giant canvases. Since, again, I could put one on this side, like that, so that would definitely work right there. It would somewhat work here as well, but not really anywhere else. So what I will need to do then is, it's such a shame that these won't just snap, or actually what if, oh, that's weird. So what if I were to say, try this, just for the sake of experimenting. It would reach, but again though it's, I don't know why I'm even trying this, because it might reach together into like a rather satisfying finish, but I can't, you know, flatly place that. No! Okay, so in that case, I'm gonna have to spend a bit of time and really fine-tune it with a good old fence foundation. This is gonna take a while. Oh, you know what? I said it's gonna take a while, and I think I just nailed it on the first try. There's like a really tiny, or actually, you know what? No, there isn't really a gap at all. The first try! Okay, I'm really pleased about that. So, let's go ahead then, let's get rid of all that really quickly then, and place down the big walls. I think, do I want, what surface do I want to actually be seen? I think, I don't know actually. I think it's on the surface. I actually want this one to be, you know, the rough side outwards, because if I were to put down that big canvas, oh no, there's a net. Stupid. The more I build this base up, the more I regret using a pre-made platform. Because I do like all the little, you know, gadgets and details on the pre-made platforms, but at the same time though, god, they get in the way. Alright, fair enough then. So what I'll do instead then is it could be clean side outwards like that. Because this way, when I do have all the smaller canvases, there's just kind of less noise in the background, if you will, less noise around it, so the canvases stick out more. And then on the inside space, where it's already kind of small as it is, if I put this down here, it kind of stands out for itself. You know what? That does work. It is a bit claustrophobic, but not by much. I could also bring this entire... Ew. Oh, that's a bit of an unforeseen issue there. Well, I was about to say, I could bring the entire wall outwards, because this is a very open area of the base anyway, and just kind of make it all, you know, one bit bigger like this, which is kind of tempting. Okay, so it turns out the fence foundations do poke out very, very far, so let's see if I can try and inset it as deep as I can into the pillar like that. And hopefully that is enough where it insets that deep on both sides. Ooh, it's just slightly. Oh no, actually, maybe, hold on, is that the wood clipping through? Come on, there. It does just barely clip through, which means that I don't really have much more, you know, to work with for this. Well, let's just see. Proof of concept. Would I actually even like this in the first place? And I could actually have this probably just open up a lot more as well then, to get rid of these two. Would I even like that in the first place? I don't think I would. No. It's fine here. Coming out into this area here is totally fine, but coming out to over here on the other hand, I mean, I guess it means I could just walk through it. Even then, I feel like it just obstructs a bit too much. I do like this, however. This, I think, works. This kind of feels a bit cozy. Oh, and you know what? If I inset it all the way to the right, like that, to the side, not only can I put room for, you know, more over there, and it actually crops quite nicely under the netting, but you actually can't really see it from behind either. That works quite nicely. Right, so I've just finished making 10 of each type of canvas, plus 3 single panel flags, and even some frames, just to see what it looks like. And I'm really excited now to see just how I can fit this all together and how it's going to look. Alright then, so overall, this is what I have so far. I feel like it looks a bit messy at the moment because they're all blank, but I'd like to imagine that, you know, once I've filled out with a lot more artwork, it could, you know, really brighten up. I might also dye some of the wood white to just help, you know, reduce the contrast of the currently blank white canvases. Now, I have noticed a bit of a weird issue, and that is that the eco canvases kind of refuse to be placed in certain areas. Oh, but okay, of course it works that time. But in general, though, they tend to just not work quite a fair bit. Again, it's just proved me wrong. Right, well, whatever then. Maybe... Oh, well, it really is proving me wrong. Either way, there's a couple of areas where they don't work, so you'll notice that they're all kind of very much down below. But that's okay though, because for the upper areas, I was thinking maybe just sticking down some trophies, maybe even taxidermies. That'd be kind of cool actually, to have a taxidermy for flying creature up here, or just a head mount or whatever. Again, just something that can always develop over time. But yeah, I think this is quite a nice little start so far. I might also fit in a lot more of the regular vanilla canvases, all these smaller ones here. They do quite a nice job of, you know, fitting in the empty spaces. But now, to work on the actual, you know, the paintings themselves, now for the time being, I only have 2 paintings to add to all of this. But I think I do know what's going to be on the big one already, and that is going to have to be the girls. Okay, so that painting was so powerful it actually caused me to crash. Oh, and it didn't even finish. Unlucky. Okay, at some point I'm gonna have to get Loki to do this one for me. Well, we have an echo of the girls, and what I can, or hopefully can do at least, is paint up this one with pineapple. Oh my god, the paints are too powerful. The first one made me DC, this one made me crash. Okay, well I think I'll at least go get some taxidermies meanwhile. Well, I did get a bunch of taxidermies, but in the end I couldn't really utilise them, unfortunately. It's such a shame as well, because I did get a few from various people in the community, such as this really funky looking Incarnosaur, a giant pink compy, a vibrant Megalania, and just a couple of various different Argentavis as well. And I really tried to utilise all these in different methods, like maybe in a corner, or kind of flying up on top, and it just wasn't really working out in the end. On the plus side though, I feel like the paintings came out really well, except for this one. I could not stop DCing, and unfortunately nothing I've tried, such as changing the graphics and what have you, and brute forcing, none of it was working, so that one's just going to get cleared off in the end. But this cute little one came out nicely, as did Loki did come over and do her ones in the end then, so she got the wonderful poem that was quoted during a live stream, and she made it very, very pretty, not to mention the one with all of us girls, and she added this little adorable extra one of a bumblebee, which I just really think is adorable. In addition to these two wonderful classics that need no explanation, I did add in a couple of plants in the end, hoping that kind of spiced it up a little bit. This one feels a little bit out of place. I don't know, I guess I'll just kind of mish around with it over time. On the plus side, I think the silver dye really makes everything pop out quite nicely, and I added in a couple of little plants all around as well. While I was experimenting with the plants for the actual gallery, I'm really salty that I can't really get the taxidermies to work. I did think about putting trophies up here, but I don't actually have any spare trophies, so maybe when I kill more bosses and I get more spares, I could probably put like a couple of brood mothers or dragons up there. I don't know, either way, it's something I get to play with over time. There really is no big rush for it. Now, I do feel like this is also a good time to mention that I did actually move my entire polymer farm to the back of the base all the way out here. and I had a hell of a time with this, so in the end, came to the conclusion that Pelagornis are still the best ones to farm Kairuku polymer with because they harvest on the first bite, or on the killing bite, meaning that when the corpses fall through the ground, they don't because they get insta-harvested. But I went through a lot of faffing about for this. The Pelagornis have such a high turning radius even when imprinted that they couldn't reach any of the penguins on the bottom. And I went through all this trouble adding in so many doorways, trying to close them all into their individual cubicles, and in the end, it just did not matter. I tried encumbering them with stone because they won't attack if they're hitched up, and while encumbered, they can't harvest. And in the end, I mean, I guess I got like a nice little tidy area to have lots of eggs get generated, and then manually harvest it using the Pelagornis. But for the whole AFK farm thing, sounds like that's gonna have to wait until Scorched Earth. But hey, I really gave it a big good go. I did also try Baryonyx, which is also a auto-gatherer like a Pelagornis is, but since it only gathers 10 times less polymer than the Pelagornis does, there's really no point. I should just wait for all the eggs to get collected and do it all manually. But hey, at least the little the hut itself looks nice, eh? Kinda. And for one more building related thing to show off just before the end of the video, just outside my front door I have this little shrine that if we enter inside we find the Worship Cabbage Shrine. This has been a bit of an odd in-joke and one I'm absolutely taking part in. I'll leave the door unlocked as well, that way people can come over and pay homage and worship the cabbage. Because you know what? Why not? Worship cabbage. Well, that'll wrap it up here then. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed a more building related video. And as always, I'll see you all again very, very soon. Take care and have a wonderful weekend. Cheers.